Good morning, class 10. Today's topic is distribution of land and water bodies. Now, how the distribution of land and water bodies is helpful. Okay. The places that are near the sea has a moderate type of climate due to the influence of the sea breeze, land breeze. They are influenced and the temperature of the coastal areas is moderate. Maritime or equal temperature found near the coast. Continental types of climate is found in the inland areas, that is far away from the sea. This is because in those places the land breeze, sea breeze is not available. As in the coastal areas, the area which are near the seas, the land breeze and the sea breeze helps to have a pleasant climate, cool climate in the summers, and winters are comfortable with warm climate. This is due to the different heating and cooling of land and water. As you already know that the water cools up, the water heats up slowly than the land, and that's why in the morning cold winds are coming in and makes the areas have a moderate climate. The climate of Mumbai is more equable than of Bhopal, because Bhopal is far away from the sea. It is in the middle of the country, so there it is more high temperature than at the areas near Mumbai. Now comes the wind. Prevailing winds that affect the temperature of an area by transporting their heat and cold. How? Winds from the sea, winds that is blowing from the sea into the inner lands, that lowers the summer temperature, and that only raises the winter temperature. The wind from the land lowers the winter temperature and raises the summer temperature. Example, the outblowing cold winds from Central Alps bring in cold wave in winter to northern in the Central Asia, bring in wave in winter in the northern China, because from Central Asia these cold winds are coming and it is making northern parts of China cold. Like in India also, if we say when it is too cold and winds are blowing, from the winds we can understand that winds are coming from which part of India. So when it is too cold, okay, I am not going to cold, I am going into this hot side. When in this time, when there is hot air blowing, too hot, and we call it loo, that means the wind is coming from the Rajasthan side. So as the wind is hot there, so the hot air comes in and it brings it hotness, bitterness with it. Same is in the winter. When the winds are coming from the Himalayas, it brings more cold for that areas over which the winds blows away. Next is ocean currents. As you know, ocean currents are modified the temperature of the winds also that is blowing over them. Cold currents lower the warm currents, raises the temperature of coastal areas. Wind which is blowing over the warm currents makes coastal areas warmer and moist, because being a warmer air, it collects it as it is lighter, it goes up, it collects, it clouds is formed, and as this warm air is coming over the cold winds, this is a warm air not coming from the cold winds, warm, like the Gulf Stream, which is a warm current, makes the winter moderate where in the northwest of Europe, because it is already hot, the wind is hot, and blowing over the cold currents, it lowered the temperature and humidity over there. Northeast coast of Canada remains frozen for the major part of the winter, as the Labrador current, which is a cold current, flows over those areas. Being it is a cold current, it keeps the area also cold over which it is flowing. water, that's why I am told flowing. Slopes of the land, slopes. Now slopes of the land. Here see, regarding the slopes of the land. Slopes which are facing, south facing slopes are warmer than north facing slopes. So this is the tip. Okay. And this is south facing and this is north facing. Now why south facing is warmer than the north facing? Okay. South facing, north facing. Northern, southern. Now why is it? South facing slopes are warmer than the north facing slopes in the northern hemisphere, whereas in the southern hemisphere it is just opposite. There the north facing slopes are warmer. The northern slopes get oblique rays of the sun. On the other hand, the southern slopes, they receive vertical rays. And you know, when it is vertical and oblique, what is the difference happening? If it is slanting, then the rays are traveling a long distance, the heat is being absorbed by the atmosphere, if the heat is spreading over a large area. So for that, the heatness just is little less, whereas at where the fall is straight, it over a smaller area and the heat is more. This you have already studied earlier, so it will be easier for you to understand why it is, because being in the oblique, or rather if it is slanting, it will be easier for you to understand. It gives less heat, while it is straight, it gives more heat. Cloud cover and precipitation. Now the clouds shake the sun rays. How does they shake the sun rays? They obstruct the sun rays, they allows the sun rays, all these things happen. And thus that reduce the temperature during the day. At night, these clouds check the outgoing radiation and not allow the heat to escape from the radiation from the atmosphere, escape into the atmosphere, and that's why the temperature does not fall. When it is clear sky, very high day temperature are recorded, but at night temperature fall rapidly. Heavy rainfall often helps to reduce the temperature, because due to heavy rainfall the atmosphere gets cooled down. Natural vegetation, forest absorb heat, solar energy, and when there is dense canopy, then it prevents insolation to reach the ground, and the trees, they lose water in the day, transpiration and so vegetation on the land has a cooling effect on the air due to the transpiration from the trees.